Hey guys, all right, so we did the bunny last time. We're going to do the bear now. So I'm going to flip to a new page in my sketchbook. I'm going to use the back side of my bunny to make sure that I'm saving paper. And we are ready to go. So the bear is a little tricky as far as the outside shape of his face. So kind of watch carefully, and I'm going to use probably some weird words or angles. But do your best to kind of stick with it. The first thing we're going to do is talk about breaking that paper up into quarters again. So just kind of split your paper in half vertically and horizontally, nice and light though. You should barely be able to see it, okay? You can even see my bunny kind of sneaking through on the other side, but you'll be fine. So we're going to start with the nose of the bear, just like we started with the nose of the bunny. The nose of the bear is mostly round. We're going to start with a circle, and we're going to kind of change it up a little bit later. And it's going to start kind of just below the center point like the bunny did. So I'm going to go ahead and use that rounded round and round method to get a nice circle kind of placed in there before we change it, okay? So then from there, we're actually going to make angles off the side, okay? So we're going to kind of use the side of the circle, and we're going to angle left and right like a V here. Okay, then from there, the bear is going to kind of come up now. So we're going to kind of make a round turn. So it's not going to be a sharp turn. It's not going to be a point, but we're going to round and turn to come up. Same thing, round and turn to come up. So I'm now kind of in the middle of this upper section. Okay, and then we're going to kind of flatten out to connect our two pieces. Okay, so we're going to kind of flatten the top just a little bit, but it's still curved overall. Okay, and then I'm going to look for anything that looks off or like not as symmetrical as the other side, and see if I can trim anything to make it look a little better. Okay, so that is the bulk of the head of our bear. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to add our ears, and our ears are basically going to go kind of right in the center of these two upper quadrants. Okay, so I'm going to make kind of a half circle, and they're obviously much smaller than our bunny's ears. And just make sure that they are very, very close, if not the same in size, but we are humans, so making them the same is impossible. All right. So now we're going to go and kind of mark in kind of where the curvatures of the face are going to go as we add to the project. So just right below where the ear connects in the bottom side, you are going to come and kind of make an upside down L shape. It's the best way I can kind of describe it. From there. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So this is similar to what we did with the bunny, a little bit easier to measure because of where the ears are. Okay, all right, so I noticed that this is too far apart. I actually want it to come in further, so I'm going to erase and fix this. So I'm going to make a harder turn. So it comes over, and then it's going to come closer together. So I want these to be much closer together than I originally had them. There we go, that's better. Okay, so once you get that in place and you've kind of corrected it, we're gonna go ahead and place in our eyes, and they're gonna fall right inside these kind of pocket area. I kind of think about following that curve, and that's where our eye is gonna go, so that the curve is almost parallel to where the eyeball is. And I gotta make them about the same, if not exactly the same. Okay, so I've got my curves, I've got my eyes. The last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in more information down here on the nose. So we're gonna kind of chop at our nose a little bit. We're gonna bring this down a little further, and our original circle is gonna shrink a little bit. I made mine a little big, but it's gonna kind of flatten out. So this is what I was talking about, how we were going to change the circle later on. So it's going to kind of end up being more lowercase n shaped versus a circle. And then I can go ahead and erase the old outer edge of the circle. So it kind of shrinks down our nose a little bit more, but you can see how it's looking a little bit more bear-like. Then we're going to come down here to the bottom, and you're going to make a triangle, but it's going to be rounded. And then I'm going to put a little divot in my triangle, almost like a heart. Just a little divot in my triangle. If you want to shade it in, you can, or otherwise you can leave it, but this is your sketch. And then you're going to make that smiley face line to the right and the left of that nose piece. So from the center of the nose down and connect to the left side of the face, down and connect to the right side of the face, and then you're going to add just a little mouth curve underneath. And now we've got our bear head. And the last thing we're going to do is add shoulders, just like we did for the bunny. We need to go out this way and out from the side this way. All right, that's it. That's our bear. And we're going to talk about more details if you choose the bear later on. On to the fox, guys.